Thinking with a definite idea in mind is far different from regular thinking. When you're about to solve a particular situation, your mind must be disciplined. It must stop its idle play and get to work. What you've done in the past has nothing to do with who you really are and what you are capable of. Don't let past events limit your way of thinking. There's a phenomenon called intrinsic learning. This is the various effects of your experience. Knowledge and experience, both combined together, are vital. You don't get your results. It doesn't matter whether you pass through mental or physical effort, but you don't get it one by one like grasping something. Think of this. Your results, if they have deep effect at all, if they impact your mind in a healthy way, changes you completely, you become more productive. This is not motivation, this is principle. And it starts with the right attitude. Every moment of your life is a new and unique one. It is useless trying to conform to the other person. If you go to a great length to achieve this, it's really a failure. Soren Kierkegaard once wrote, "The greatest danger, which is that of losing one's own self, may pass off quietly as if it were nothing. Every other loss, an arm, a leg, $5, short of be noticed, is what you do right now at this very moment. You'll be able to see the next step. You will definitely become something a year from now. The question is, what and who are you becoming? When the production of what has gone before, what was is what is. You have to do the things beyond anything you have done before. It is your inherent talent and ability which lies within you, which lies within each one, that cause us to desire, will, and act. Your desire is made manifest to you all the time. It is felt in the form of ideas. For every problem, there's an opportunity concealed within it. Many people resist change as if it's a bad thing. If the situation changed, your reaction to it should also change or be ready to change quickly. Nothing in the universe stands still. It's either you grow with it and prosper with it or fall by the wayside. The outside world, which is partially changing and persists in that changing, demands an adjustment, but never permits an entirely new start. Constantly reprogram your mind. Those who fail to do this, we might as well settle for the status quo. Habits are built up to save time and effort in dealing with recurrent situation. But in dealing with recurrent situation, you have to be doing the same thing all the time to keep having the same problem to solve. Either ways, you still have difficulty. You have to stretch. You have to go into that unknown. Don't ever depend on your habits for success. What got you to point A will not get you to point B. The idea you hold in your mind, whether good idea or bad idea, don't just stay there the way it is in your consciousness. It reconstitutes itself, including whatever you decide to give to it. It keeps getting better or worse. Thoughts are free and are subject to no rules. The vast majority of people let what is new in each moment escape out of their mind. Ideas are slippery. They're like fishes. If you don't hold them very well, they will slip right out of your hand. Many people's lives are repeat performers. They already have everything planned out. If I do this and this, it will lead to this. That is just existing. There's no enthusiasm in that kind of living. It is more like A leads to B leads to C, and C leads to A again. A definite end calls for a definite means to attain it. This is what satisfies the intellect, because the intellect deals with the known. In both cases, you will still be dealing with what you've been dealing with in the past, which still ties together with the known. The old will keep repeating itself. Albert Einstein said, "The beautiful things we can experience is the mysterious." And to apply the good and the beautiful to your way of thinking and doing things, you must get out of your comfort zone. It's not easy and it's not difficult, but it must be done. If you don't challenge your belief system from time to time, if you feel no need for a good idea, you're on the road down towards stagnation, ranking, and decay. Something to keep in mind. To be influenced by past reaction demands a duplicate response to a changing environment, to a changing circumstance, moving towards a set of conforming behavior patterns which produce fixed reaction. Thing is, you can save a good deal of energy by having past behavior pattern that can automatically be listed to deal with recurrent situation whenever it comes up. Either you act from your goal or respond to the way things used to be. Many people act as if the world we are static and constant, which it isn't. Now get this. Those who resist change are impediments to progress because you are dealing with constant evolution of change, with problems which are unique and never before met with. Lincoln once said, so as your cases are new, so you must think anew and act anew. Doing is secondary to being. You can spend all day taking action on the wrong things, and this itself can be turned into a habit, more of a pattern. You must think. You can achieve whatever you set your mind on, but you have to really want it. Your subconscious mind is an adjustment mechanism. It is passive and receptive. The idea you hold, the idea you need will come right out of your own subconscious mind, and your ideas know themselves. Now, I want you to get this. Every successful individuals that are engaged in higher activities, which is thinking and creating, find out or already aware that those activities demands a prerequisite, elaborate set of complex action that automatically solve the petty problems so that the person can be free to put his energy on something calculated to move him steadily towards his goals. Your mind is an assistant to progress. You see, you are a channel for spirit to flow through. Your ideas will work only if you work the idea. Your mind is an assistant to progress. It saves time and conserves energy. But there's no progress unless that time saved and the energy conserved are used in a creative way. You and I are collaborators in creation. Now, stay with me. The thought you think can end up to be useful or harmful. Your idea is a prime weapon of adjustment because you become acted upon by that idea. So you are constantly changing on a subconscious level, which will allow you to adjust the world to yourself. Everyone is creative, and developing your mind creatively involves being receptive to the new. What actually diminishes your creativeness is one, using only stereotype and mechanical technique for solving problems, and two is having in advance a ready-made solution and answer. These two diminish your creativeness. It may be a good idea for you to reassess the action you take. One thing is certain. One thing you must come to understand is connecting the same with the same produce the same results. The vast majority of people banish every new idea. The thing is, you cannot run away from what you really want, your idea. If you always come to haunt your idle moment. And most people, instead of accepting it, keep pushing it away just to maintain the status quo, their boring way of living. They take what they truly want and place it into elements of what they have been doing, only arranged in different order. In this way, the essence of that idea escape and it all become mechanical and fade away. Once your enthusiasm is gone, the idea will also fade away. Ideas are spiritual seed. Now think, the idea, the unknown, facing the unexpected, demand self-confidence and courage. One thing is certain is you have to be prepared for the unknown. And to develop self-confidence and courage is to know that you are operating on sound ground rules. And that's what I'm sharing with you right now. Clarity and order are essential to success. To have clarity and order, you have to be daily, you have to have discipline. You must discipline your thinking. Keep it in one field. Specialize. And this allows you to anticipate situations very fast. What you must come to understand is thinking with a definite idea in mind is far different from regular thinking. When you're about to solve a particular situation, your mind must be disciplined, directed. It must stop its idle play and get to work. The true essence of life is order. Order is heaven's first law. It's quite obvious to see many people love to complicate their lives. Universe is spiritual. Half of us. Universe refuses the diminished effects of complete conformity. Why do so many people completely lose themselves to something they know little about? That's because we are creatures of habits. When a person has no identity, that person will seek to find that identity in a group or anywhere as far as people are concerned. The idea you become emotionally involved with start up an automatic set of techniques for bringing that goal, that idea into form. This is something you should constantly do. Give your subconscious mind good idea. Begin right now to get emotionally involved with what you want. Your subconscious is autonomous, while your conscious mind is your thinking mind. This is also where your intellect is resident, your decision making. These are products of your conscious mind. But don't expect to have different results if you keep operating on your previous subconscious conditioning. Something new must emerge. Everyone has a strong tendency to do things as they have been done in the past. One thing is certain is to move back to safety or forward towards growth. It's either you move back to safety or forward towards growth. Something to keep in mind. Every creative mind does not settle on past events. Many people treat their activities as something that is static, finished, completed, tied up to the neat bow. But that's not the case. If you are growing and improving, you have a tendency to continue to grow and improve. While if you are going backward and shrink, you also have a tendency to continue to go backward and shrink. You have to decide which side you're on because you cannot stand still even if you like to. Now, some people will say, oh, we rather settle for what they have been getting or say to themselves, I like it the way it is. That's a dumb idea. Even captains don't like to say cargo, get thrown off the ship. But if it will help save the ship, there's nothing else you can do. Ask yourself, am I living by my standard or someone else's standard? 9% of people have been acted upon by ready-made sets of ideas they picked up from someone that don't know much of anything. You are a creative being and you can think. Your mind will cease to develop if you don't think. So simple and so misunderstood. In every problem, that's the solution. That is, in every problem, that's what the solution is. It's like inside, outside, up, down. This is the law of polarity. Only creative thinking people are able to fish out the solution from the problem that most people will look at and consider impossible. Now, get this. Creative thinking is more of perception, and perception is one of your higher faculty. You have 6 of them, and they are residents in your conscious mind. Although most people never use it, but it's there. When you are faced with difficulty, look at it as something you haven't dealt with before. You will discover something that you were not aware of before. But it takes discipline and a purposeful mind to be able to uncover its own intrinsic value. The point is to become what you are. Live the way you want to live. Think of something new, not included in your past experience, but proceeding out of it by an orderly sequence of growth. Now get this. If your past idea works well, that is, produce results, you can respond freely to it. You don't have to think because it's something you have done in the past. Thinking is the opposite of knowing. It is the ability to break out of old habits and disregard past experiences. Thinking demands courage, not something everyone has, isn't it? Let me illustrate something because between someone who lacks courage and one who has courage, the one who lacks courage, confidence, will attach himself to the way things used to be. There's no thinking in a comfort zone. That's one reason it's a trap. While the other person who have courage, confidence, will press on regardless of any outside forces that tend to slow him down, breaking out of the mechanistic state of mind, freeing himself from anxiety and moving towards new and fresh territory. You have to decide which side you're on. The question is, are you going to stay right where you are or act on your ideas? It's either you have confidence in your ideas or you don't. Don't look at other people and say, what would they think? When you are working towards your goal, something you are trying to accomplish that has no fixed frame of reference, you don't look out there, you look inward. What do you really want? Ask yourself this question. What do I really want? By the time you discover yourself, what you really love to do, everything will at once begins to fall into place. And you will soon discover that you don't want much of the things you think you do. It's quite obvious when you really think of this. Simplicity will become your mode of thinking and doing things, which will automatically take you to your goals. Now, it's important to get this. I want to thank you very much. This is Victor Anya. I'm back for now.